What I want to talk to you today about is like, how do you get to that next level? My whole life, whether I was doing well or doing very poorly, which I have, I've always wanted to know, how do I get to that next place? Okay, how do I get myself individually, as an individual, to that next place? How do I get my business to the next place? How do I get other people to the next place? So when Alex says that he stole my guy, it's true, he did. And I admire him for being a predator. Today, what I want to talk to you about is how to dominate and not compete. The truth is, the fact that Alex could take one of my guys doesn't make him a bad guy. It makes my system weak. I shouldn't resent him because he grabbed somebody out of my organization. Hoorah for him. Would you agree? Shame on me for not having the holes or the links tight enough on my organization that this guy wouldn't leave me. It's not his fault, it's not Alex's fault, it's my fault. So look, in my life, what I'm gonna give you for the next 50 or 60 minutes, look, if you wanna get rich, you wanna be really successful. When I say rich, I'm not talking about money, I'm talking about a rich life, freedom, time with family, choices, get to do what you want. You get to move where you want, go where you want, do what you want. I've lived in Los Angeles, California for 10 years. I was in La Jolla, California for 12 years before that. I left Texas, 0% state income tax, to move to California, was willing to pay the 10.3. I was fine with the 10.3. Now they want to take it to 13. And I told Jerry Brown, if you raise it to 13, I'm leaving. I'm gonna pick up my family, I'm gonna pick up my business. Why? Because I'm free. I'm free. I get to roll, baby. I get to do what I want, go where I want. That's why I'm in business for myself. I'm not trapped, I'm not a slave. You're not gonna handcuff me. So I'm gonna go where it's friendly, where people are supportive, where it's good for me and my business and my family, and the people that work with me, and where it's good for me. And I would expect that that's why you got in business for yourself, right? Look, if you wanna be in business for yourself and free, you must learn to dominate. You cannot compete, okay? How many were trained this? Competition is a healthy thing. That message was not being delivered to entrepreneurs. That message was being delivered to consumers. There was somebody saying, look, the more oil companies we have, the better, because it's good for the customer, right? The more technology companies we have, it's not just Microsoft, the better for the customer. And inventions and improvements in products comes from competition. But if you're the one playing the game, you want to dominate the field. Would you agree? Let's say I'm playing a football game or a basketball game or a baseball game. I want to be on offense the whole time, right? If I owned banks, I'd want to own every bank. I'd want the new world order. I'd want to dominate planet Earth, okay? How many of you in the room have an iPhone? How many in the room have a phone that looks like, let me see, where's mine at? I never let go of my phone, ever. You know why? Because this phone is a prospecting tool. This phone is a way for me to stay in communication with millions of people. This is not a phone anymore, right? When Steve Jobs got into the business of printing phones, do you know what his company told him? Stevie, don't do it. Do not do it. Stay with your iPods, bro. Leave the phone alone, okay? He's like, I'm gonna make a phone so sexy. Do y'all know this story? I'm gonna make a phone so sexy that people will wanna lick the buttons off the phone. How many of you have an Apple product, an iPhone? How many of you have licked your phone? Okay? Most of you in a room bought that phone in the last 5 years. You bought it through the single worst contraction in the history of the United States, and you spent $500 on it, plus the $125 you spend every month, right? You got about $2,000 wrapped up in a phone, and you haven't even considered what you paid for that phone. And you don't use it. You don't use it properly. And I'm telling you, if you don't have a piece of technology like this, it's impossible for you to dominate. Impossible. This is called a smartphone. If you don't have a smartphone, what kind of phone do you have? That would be a dumb phone, right? I got a dumb phone. I got one of those old Blackberries. All I can do is email with it. Dude, you want this thing to do everything. You want this thing, I want to be everywhere, all at the same time. That's freedom. Okay? So look, I want to talk to you about domination, not competition. And I don't want to talk about you dominating other people physically. I want to talk about dominating space. by using things like Twitter and Facebook and LinkedIn and Google Plus and blogging and becoming an expert in your field to where when somebody thinks about your business, your picture comes up.